so professional and so well done that you should come and look at it as opposed to standing around and not knowing where we are. And we're just taking tours through the areas where they stay and the areas where the medical is and all. Did they take the vote yet? How's the vote going? I would normally be home waiting for the vote.
Yes, we would.
Or be in Congress, but I wanted to come down. It's the greatest tax cut in the history of our country, and if it doesn't pass, it's the biggest tax increase in the history of our country.
CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. As obstruction of law enforcement, your response?
Yeah, we're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them for that, because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement activities, operations, and we're going to actually go after them and prosecute them with a partnership of FAM if we can, because what they're doing we believe is illegal.
And they may be prosecuted also for having given false reports on the attack in Iran. They'll give a totally false report. It's totally obliterated, and our people have to be celebrated, not come home and say, what do you mean we didn't hit the target? We hit the target perfect. You know, the pilots came home and they said we hit the target perfect. So they may be very well prosecuted for that. What they did there we think is totally illegal. Okay, let's go. So it's one thing, 1 in 20,000. 20 years ago now, it's one in 7.
Here's what we do all day long.
This is some of our staff, Florida Deportation Management staff, part of our vehicle here. Some of our soldiers. You got a point here. Sorry.
No weapons. See what I mean?
Governor Gavin Newsom inside of this facility.
Well, the first thing you should do is come here and learn something. Because they don't do this. They don't know. They wouldn't know where to begin, and if they did, it would cost them 100 times more. So I would say he should call the governor, Christie, and I'm sure you'd give him because his state is a disaster, and he doesn't do this. Biden wanted me in here. Okay, he wanted me. It didn't work out that way, but he wanted me in here.
Mr. President,
Look, what we inherited from this guy, this incompetent man, and his administration, which wasn't incompetent, it was radical left, lunatic, communist, whatever you want to say. I know most of them. What we inherited should never, ever be forgotten. What they've made us do. This is all because of an open border policy where 25 million people flowed in. From all over the world, from prisons, from all over the world they flowed in.
People don't have to come here. If they self-deport and go home, they can come back legally. We will let them come back legally.
And there is a lot of self-deportation.
Yes. But if you wait and we bring you to this facility, you don't ever get to come back to America.
Hardliners, it's not
We're going to take
amnesty.
care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people. We're working on it right now, and Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know. We're going to put, it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, but they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden, so I have a great, Ron does, Christie does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything else. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm. But he wants it to. I will tell you. He's coming here next week. He wants to end it too. We had a tremendous success with Iran. They weren't happy. Somebody said, when are you going to sign? I said, sign? They are so bombed out. Did you see the report issued this morning? The place was decimated. It'll be years before anybody even gets down there. So that's not a priority, but we'll have a report and we'll have whatever we want. We'll get whatever we want from Iran. And I think, and I hope they will have a good, you know, they have massive sanctions right now, biting sanctions. It's going to be very hard for them to do anything with those sanctions. And
Strike a deal.
well, he wants to. I can tell you he wants to. And I think we'll have it. I think we'll have a deal next week.
Thank you.
That's what I
Mr. President, do you intend to announce your pick for successor to Jay Powell earlier than say, or as early as say the summer or this fall?
Will I do something about who it's going to be?
Yes.
I don't know. Hey, she'd be a good candidate. I do. She'd be a good candidate. Anybody would be
Maybe
better than Jay
Joe.
Powell. No,
Garcia, you're the first to make here.
thank you very much. And it's a great honor to be deep in Florida, the Florida Everglades, to open America's newest migrant detention center. It's incredibly built, and you're seeing that yourself. That's why I said, let the press join us on our walk so they can see what's happening. It's known as Alligator Alcatraz, which is very appropriate because I looked outside and that's not a place I want to go hiking anytime soon. But very soon, this facility will house some of the most menacing migrants, some of the most vicious people on the planet. We're surrounded by miles of treacherous swampland, and the only way out is really deportation. And a lot of these people are self-deporting back to their country where they came from. Migrant detention center is incredibly built, and you see. And I want to express my tremendous thanks to the state of Florida for embracing this opportunity and being a true partner. They've worked so well with the federal government. It's been just a beautiful, beautiful partnership. So, Ron, I'd like to thank you personally. You are my friend, and you'll always be my friend. And we may have some skirmishes even in the future. I doubt it, but we'll always come back because we just we have blood that seems to match pretty well. We have a relationship that's been a very strong one for a long period of time, and I appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. That was great. With the help of those incredible Border Patrol agents.
And because those liberals, and I'm calling out you, CNN, I'm calling you out because you lie every single day about what these operations are. We are going after murderers and rapists and traffickers and drug dealers and getting them off the streets and getting them out of this country because Joe Biden let the worst of the worst come in here. The other day I was talking to some marshals that have been partnering with ICE. They said that they had detained a cannibal and put him on a plane to take him home, and while they had him in his seat, he started to eat himself. And they had to get him off and get him medical attention. These are the kind of deranged individuals that are on our streets in America that we're trying to target and get out of our country because they are so deranged they don't belong here.
Really deportation, and a lot of these people are self-deporting. And you do it in a very nice way, but if you ever saw her ride a horse, she rides a horse like she should be in the rodeo. She's like an unbelievable horse person. And you've done a fantastic job, and Steve Miller would even agree to that. And he likes nobody, by the way. I don't think he likes anybody. The real estate developer, he's a very real, he never really made that much.
Why hasn't he been held accountable, or anybody really?
Well, you know, pardons were given out by to many people, and they shouldn't have been given out. Like the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs was given a pardon because they destroyed all of the information from 2 years of hearings. And they should be arrested, but they were given pardons. Was he given a pardon, Mayorkas? Was he not?
I don't believe so.
Well,
sir.
I'd take a look at that one because what he did is it's beyond incompetence. Something had to be done. Now, with that being said, he took orders from other people, and he was really doing the orders. And you could say he was very loyal to them because it must have been very hard for him to stand up and sit up and talk about what he allowed to happen to this country. From street gangs, drug dealers, disgusting.
Zorhan Mandami, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zorhan Mandami?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation.
Making sure that we all work together, because at the end of the day, even if sometimes
Well, I just heard that about the Senate, and the bill just passed, and it tells you there's something for everyone. I mean, it's a great bill. There is something for everyone, and I think it's going to go very nicely in the House. Actually, I think it will be easier in the House than it was in the Senate. Thank you, John. Great job. Really great job you're doing. Thank you. One thing I'll say about this land, we'll be gone 1,000,000 years, and this land is still going to be here. It's not going to be much different. You'll have the water moccasins You'll have the alligators. You may not have people, but you're going to have all those animals. They're going to be around.